How do I use keto successfully with autoimmune disease? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome to Adam Immune. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 different ways that you can use keto successfully with an autoimmune disease. Let's get started. Number 1, clean keto. As you may know already, I'm usually all about that AIP diet, the autoimmune protocol. So when I say use keto, of course I mean use it also with AIP. I wouldn't even bother doing keto by itself. Keto can help with autoimmune diseases. A lot of the time it's more indirectly with helping with cravings and things like that. So what do I mean by clean keto? Well, I mean you want to cut out the foods that normal keto people would eat. They would eat cheese, regular grain-fed meat, also most vegetable oils. They're not good for us autoimmune people, so you want to be careful of that. So when you watch any keto channels or keto websites, just be aware that some of those foods aren't going to be the best for us. Yes, it does make it even harder than doing just AIP or just keto, but you know, who says diet's supposed to be easy, you know? Health is difficult. Number 2, health first. Health needs to always come first before weight loss. You know, a lot of people do keto just for the weight loss, and it's great for that. But if you got inflammation in your body, it's going to be really hard to lose weight. So you need to focus on that first and always put your health as a priority. Always. So while 50 grams of carbs might be fine for some people, I always tell people just to start at 80 grams. That's a good starting place. Maybe you're not going to go right into ketosis, but it's a good place to start and kind of learn how you feel. 120 grams might be better for some, especially if you're very into vigorous exercise. But if you want to stay in ketosis, you're going to want to be under 50 grams or so. For most people, that's kind of the sweet spot. Now, again, everyone's different. So there are even some people doing lower, like 20 or 10 grams, but I really don't recommend that. I mean, if you're doing it and it works for you, great, but you might want to, it's better to start higher than lower. AIP is all about trial and error. So doing keto with that, I would expect nothing else. Just do what works for you. Don't listen to anybody else. Do what works. I know I do. Number 3, track your carbs. Seriously, you're going to have to count every carb that you eat. I'm not kidding. You got to do this. If you're trying to do keto or lose weight and you're not counting your carbs, you're doing yourself a major disservice. Counting your carbs is the first thing you do, because how are you going to know how to go? How are you going to know how to trial and error if you don't know where you started? So if you started at 80 grams and you're not losing weight or you're still having inflammation, with AIP, you know, cut it down. Go down to 60, 70, or 50, or even lower if you have to. But just track them. That way you know where you're at, know where you're going, and you can make goals based on where you've been. That's my best advice for that one. You can write them down, make a food diary, or mental notes. But honestly, writing them down is probably the best way to go. I don't usually do this. I kind of keep track in my head. I've been doing this a while now, so I pretty much know what every food has carb-wise. You don't have to keep track as closely with, say, leafy greens, because there just isn't very many of them at all. Things like cauliflower and cruciferous vegetables, some will have a few, but again, if it's not over like 5 grams per serving, it's not a big deal. Now, things like sweet potato and root vegetables, other root vegetables, you're going to always want to keep track of those, because they can be upwards of 18 to 20, 25, 30, depending on the size of the vegetable. Mostly I just keep track by putting food that I eat on my Instagram, at Adam Immune, and that's kind of a good way, and people like to see that. And sometimes I even put the price of the whole meal on there, along with like a rating, how good it was. It's mostly a reminder to let me know if it was good and if I want to try it again. I make a lot of food, so this comes in handy quite often. Number 4, omnivore. Seriously, do not become a carnivore. Keto is all about eating plenty fresh vegetables. It is not about eating mainly meat. Some people think that because, they see people only eating like steaks and cheese and things like that, but again, it's a lot of vegetables. Even though keto officially is only 5% of your calories from vegetables, that still can be quite a few. Leafy greens seriously have like no carbs or calories, so you can eat quite a bit of them if your body allows. And I kind of want to mention that you don't have to do 5%. You don't have to do regular keto. You can amend it to what works for you. I go up to 10 to 15% of my calories from carbs some days, sometimes even more. Again, you got to make what works for you into your lifestyle. This diet is all about consistency. Make sure you're counting your carbs and you're not going over your carb limit, whatever it may be. But yeah, eat nutrient-dense foods, whether they have carbs or not. Carbs aren't going to kill you. They're not the enemy. Some of my best friends are carbs, okay? Number 5, Fat Bomb. Yeah, I have mentioned this one before, but that's probably because it's so important. Without fat bombing, I really wouldn't be able to get my calories in for the day. And getting fat on the keto diet is crucial, as long as it's that healthy fat. And I've talked about these foods before. May even do more videos about them. Just making a list of the healthy fats. You know, they're usually the staples in my diet. And they're not super expensive, so they can be eaten daily. You know, a fat bomb can be anything you make. You know, it could be a keto muffin or, you know, fat bomb traditionally like coconut oil hardened with some different flavors. It doesn't matter. It could be anything you want. Lately I've been working on specialized treats that I can make and just take with me everywhere. I'm really all about this convenience foods right now, as AIP is pretty difficult to eat on the go. You know, a lot of times I eat fresh foods, but you know, you gotta prep a little bit too. These treats that I make for myself, I call them atom bombs. Clever, right? That's dumb. Don't judge me. I really need to trademark that though. Maybe someday I might even sell a meal replacement. I really think we need one. Honestly, I always need a meal replacement that's AIP compliant, and I really can't find one. Other than like, you know, Power Balls from Paleo Angel, something like that. To me, they're not really a meal replacement because, you know, they're like 90 calories a ball. So I want something that's 300 to 500 calories, a real meal. You know, 500 calories would be great. I'm not scared of eating fat. We need healthy fats, we need some fiber, we need some meat, we need all the nutrient-dense foods in there. And making it taste good, that would be pretty difficult, but you know, it's kind of a dream of mine. And I really love thinking about the food concepts and, you know, how I would go about making that, the ingredients and the shape and, you know, different things. It's just fun to think about. So if you know any companies doing that, let me know. I'd love to get at them and try the product. It would really help me out, so leave that in the comments. So where do I get my healthy fats from? Well, you guys know me. I'm all about avocados, grass-fed beef, olive oil. Oh, also coconuts in like every single form. I love coconuts. Recently I saw that Stacy from Real World AIP made a toasted coconut butter, and it kind of blew my mind. Seriously, I hadn't even ever thought about it before. I've made my own coconut butter before, but I never thought of toasting the coconuts and then making butter out of it. Like, that's brilliant. I'm gonna do that, honestly, and it's gonna be good. Might even make a video about it. I don't know. I'm not really the recipe guy. I'll leave that up to her. But yeah, if you want to see that, or if you want to see some of her videos, which are really, really good, I will leave a link to her channel in the description. She's also a much better cook than I am, so that's pretty cool. I'm still working on it. I got a long ways to go. Well, this has been my best advice on how to use keto successfully. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, share the video, and smash that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to comment below. I love reading you guys' comments. They're always inspirational and they make me feel pretty good. So, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. See you next time.